Hi everyone and welcome back to Rainbow Budgets and Plans. My name is Natalie and on this channel we do things budgeting, planning, organisational and basically getting my life together one video at a time. So it's been a while. As you may have known, I have a newborn baby. Well, she is 3 weeks old now. Life's been a bit crazy just adapting to having a third child in the house, and finding the time to come and record videos is few and far between. So I apologise for the lighting. This is the only time I've got right now to kind of record a video, especially until the boys go back to school or their provision or whatever it is that Big Pickle's going to be going to. But yeah, we're just going to have to make do with the time that we have right now to kind of get everything down and done and ready for continuing into the next month. So today's video is going to be all about closing out our December budget. So our December budget did finish on the 29th of December, so I am probably about a week late now in recording this. I have finished it all and I've closed it out. I just wanted to kind of like show you guys. I'm going to sort out any leftover cash that we've got in my purse and kind of go from there. So yeah, apologise for the lighting. It is currently 10 to 5. It's quite dark. We're expecting quite a lot of snow over the weekend, which I absolutely detest. Yeah, just hate snow. So I'm quite glad that I don't live anywhere that has lots of it. Oh, clearly the boys have spilt something on my planner when I've had it on the table downstairs. But there we go. All sorted. Right, let's get into it. So December, bit of a crazy month. Obviously it was the first month of us getting back into budgeting. We had a baby on the 11th of December. So I tried to plan for it as best as I could, but obviously a new baby comes a lot of unexpected things, a massive change in routine for everybody in the house. So yeah, there was a lot of unbudgeted spending, but thankfully we had the money to cover it. I received more money from my wages than I was expecting. I received some money from the business that I wasn't expecting. So yeah, wasn't the month that I'd planned for, but we've done okay. So let's get into it. So I do put my little... Oh, come on. Every time. I'm sure the printer senses me sitting here. I would move the printer, guys, but my new office is so small I have no other space for it. Okay, so I do just put my little clip on there just so that I can flip easily to the month. Let's move this out of the way for now. So this is my monthly overview. Didn't really use this much this month, but I've got an idea of what I can use it for kind of going forward. So let's just flip quickly to the transaction trackers. So I have filled in all of my transactions. I'm not going to go through it transaction by transaction like I would have done before, because I used to do it weekly and it didn't take as long. But if I do it for the whole month, you're going to get completely bored. So this is our joint account. So this is everything that we did digitally, and then this is everything that we did in cash for the full month. So it's all highlighted depending on what category it came out of, and it basically accounts for every single penny that we spent, both digitally and cash. So if I go through the actual budget breakdown with you, then it'll all make a little bit more sense. So let's zoom you in. I'm hoping that's focusing. Fabulous. So in terms of income, we were expecting my partner to receive 2,080. He received 2,083.33, so a little bit over. My wages, I was anticipating 1,900. I actually received 2,136.52. If you watched my budget video for December, you'll know that I was expecting a back pay that was due to me from September. I received that. I also received a bonus, and then obviously some holiday pay and my final week's worth of wages in that pay. So it was a lot more than I was expecting to receive. I thought the taxman would have taken a lot more than he actually did. But yeah, I was pleased that it was a lot higher than I thought. So 2,136.52, which is why the unbudgeted spending that we did have in December kind of was counteracted by that. Child benefit, I was expecting £170. We received £187.15. I did register baby Pickle for child benefit about a week after she was born, thinking that it would take about a month for them to sort it out. But I received it really quickly. It was like 3 days, I think I waited. So they back paid a week's worth of child benefit for her, and then all of her child benefit will be included with the other two going forward. So that was a nice little surprise. From Rainbow Budgets and Plans, I actually received £450 this month. So a little bit of that, I think it was about £150, was from planner sales that I did in December. I'm not paying myself a huge amount from the business at the moment. Purely because I've got a lot of things to catch up on with the business, and I've had a vision of where I want the kind of business to be going forward, so I'm kind of reserving funds to help achieve those visions for the business. So I'm not going to be paying myself massive amounts from the business, but the other £300 was actually from Buy Me a Coffee, which was absolutely incredible. I didn't tell people that I had put my link in the description box of my videos, but some of you sneaky people have clearly found it, and all I can do is thank you from the bottom of my heart that you're all so generous, especially at the time of year it was as well. I know things that are expensive in December and things like that, so I do really, really appreciate it. So any money that I received from Buy Me a Coffee actually went towards my emergency fund, so I'll go through that when we get further on in the budget. But yeah, £450 in total from Rainbow Budgets and Plans this month. Side hustle was £45.65. So if I show you quickly my side hustle log. So I had a Vinted balance of £41.62, and then I made £4.03 off of an app called Eureka, which is surveys. These Monzo referrals actually fall into my January budget, so I haven't accounted for them yet. But yeah, £45.65 was my side hustle amount for December. And then we rolled over £61.56 in cash, and we had a digital rollover of £153.50. But I actually think when we get to the end of the budget, I think I've actually got that number wrong, because my numbers don't add up, and I've been through every single aspect of the budget and I can't find out where I've gone wrong. So the only other place it could be is my starting balance on my joint account. So in total, our total income for the month was £5,117.71, which insane. Really wasn't expecting it to be that much. And it's probably the last month that it's ever going to be that high, as we plan for statutory maternity leave. So if I can push this up a bit, I can show you my fixed expenses. So everything was kind of pretty much where it was supposed to be in terms of our fixed expenses. Going forward, the red debt has been moved to green, so that will be removed from our fixed expenses going forward. Our yellow minimum payment was higher than I was expecting it to be. I don't know if it just goes on like a percentage of the balance or whatever, I don't know, but it was £80.66. But that was the only one that kind of threw me for a loop this month, in terms of being over what I anticipated it to be. So in total, hang on, just let me check. That was the only one, wasn't it? I think so. I'm just quickly like flicking through. No, that was the only one. So in total, our fixed expenses came to £2,696.95, and that includes all of our minimum debt payments. So every single debt had, well, apart from, we have two family loans, which is, I think it's blue and navy. We don't pay a minimum payment on those debts just yet. So that left us with £2,420.76. So then we move over to our variable expending, and this is where we kind of went over budget. So groceries, we budgeted for £500. We actually spent £367.48, so we were under budget for our groceries technically. I put in a order with Asda. It was about the beginning of December, but it was to be delivered on the 23rd of December. Basically, it was our Christmas food shop. And I'd built up loads of vouchers with Asda. It was about £96 in total, and then I think the order came to £190, so we were supposed to be paying about £100 towards this food shop. The food shipment arrived. Well, I say it arrived, half of it arrived. Half of the stuff that we got we hadn't ordered, and then as he was getting one of the crates out of the van, all of the cream that I'd ordered for desserts and for baking and stuff had exploded and gone everywhere. But he said there was nothing he could do about it because their systems were down. Now, I've tried every day since, and bearing in mind it is the 3rd or 4th of January today. What day is it? I don't even know what day it is, man. I've had about 3 hours sleep in 5 days. It is, it's the 3rd. It's the 3rd, guys. I've checked every day since the 23rd of December, and they're still delivering our order according to Asda, so they haven't even sent us like if you've done online grocery shopping before, they basically send you an email a couple of hours before your order's delivered to say what's been substituted, what's missing, that kind of thing. I didn't get that email, and when I've logged in, they're still like processing the order, almost as if someone's like still packing it up. They haven't taken the money for it either. So I don't really know what's going on with it, to be honest. I really should ring them, but I mean, I'm £100 in pocket at the minute, so it did mean that we had to go out and get some extra groceries on Christmas Eve because of all the stuff that was missing. But yeah, until they kind of release the order on their app, there's nothing I can do in terms of like getting a refund for the stuff that was missing and damaged and covered in cream and whatnot. So yeah, £367.48 is what we've actually spent so far, because they've basically not taken the payment for the delivery we got on the 23rd. Travel, we spent £73.02, which was more than I thought we were going to spend actually out of the £80. But we did make a last minute decision to go and visit a lot of family over Christmas. A lot of our family live quite far away from us, so we did like a day trip. I didn't want to stay overnight with a newborn. I think she was only 9 days old at the time, and I just didn't fancy staying in a hotel with 3 kids. But yeah, we did a last minute trip, but we did have to like fully fuel the car to kind of get there and get back. We're still under budget though, so that wasn't a problem. Big pickle and little pickle. I left their money with Nana. She looked after them whilst I was in hospital. I was in hospital for about 4 days, which was annoying because it was the 4 days before she was even born. I mean, I was discharged the same day that she was born. But yeah, the boys were with the Nana, and I just left the £20, the £10 each on the side, and I said, look, it's for them, they can do what they want with it. And she actually took them to soft play one day, so yeah, so they've just spent their £10. Baby pickle, so we actually had about £90 odd, because we used some of the cash rollover that we had here, 61.56, in her envelope, and I said that I would use that money for anything that was like kind of baby related, but I've kind of reallocated when we've actually spent that money, I've put it underneath what we actually used it for. So there was a few things, like we got some coffee while we were in the hospital, so that went under eating out. What else did we buy? Oh, I bought a baby sling off Amazon that went under clothing. So we have spent that money, but it's just been put under the right categories down here. Personal, we spent £39 in total out of the £50, so that's £25 for me, £25 for hubby. I just write his £25 off. I don't care what he spends it on, and then I kind of track mine. So his £25 came off that. So I spent £14 if my maths is correctly. God, I'm so tired, guys. I can't believe I'm having to do this on a calculator. £14. And I spent my £14. I was still pregnant, and I found one of those really long hot water bottles. And my back had been killing me, where I'd gone into like early labour. So I found a really long hot water bottle that I could kind of like wrap around my back. And then we're using it now for baby, so we put it in her crib before she goes to bed, and then when we take it out and we put her in so it's warm, because at the minute she will only sleep on me, and it's kind of helping with that transfer to the crib. And then I also bought myself a diary, and I'll explain to you why I didn't need to do that. But this is the diary that I bought. I seen it in Asda and I was like, oh, this has got me all over it. So I bought myself a diary for 2025 to kind of keep track of everything to do with the kids and everything to do with the business. Like I said, I'm trying to get myself organised one step at a time, guys, and it's going to be a very slow process. I might be retired by the time I get there, but hey ho. Household, 122.24. Massively over budget, and that was thanks to the storm at the beginning of December. Our electric and gas meter boxes are on the outside of our house, which is something I've never had before. All of my meters have always been like under the stairs or under the cupboards or whatever, but in this house our meter boxes are outside. And just 2 seconds. Apologies, I'm back. For you it will have been like 1 second. Where was I? Household. So yeah, our meter boxes are on the outside of our house, and the hinges on one of them had already kind of like loosened, and the door was a bit dodgy. But with the storm, the door just ripped off. And then we thought, no, it's fine. We'll just like sellotape it back on for now. but because the water was getting in from where the door had basically broken, it then cut our electric to our house. So we had to get the door replaced as soon as possible, basically, so that we could have the electric back on, because I didn't want to start any fires or anything like that. So we had to buy for a new door for the meter box, which has now been fitted. I'm trying to think what else we bought in household. Obviously there's the usual like laundry, toiletries, that kind of shebang. Oh, there were some bulbs that we needed for our hallway light fitting. And I did not know, because obviously when we bought this house the light fittings were already up, but I did not know how expensive the bulbs were for that fitting, so we'll be changing those fittings ASAP because the bulbs were like £25 each. But yeah, so 122.24 we spent on household this month. Miscellaneous was 23.50, and that was a combination of over Christmas, like, I don't know if you guys have anything similar where you live, but we have a charity that basically go around the streets. It's basically Santa on his sleigh, and they go around all the streets and they play music and they say hello to all the kids, and we love it. It's part of our Christmas tradition. We do it every year, and Santa drives past our house, which is really convenient because we can just stand on the doorstep and wave, and we ring bells and stuff, and it's really cool. But I popped £5 in the charity pot because it just brings the boys so much joy whenever he comes around, because he's at our house. Do you know what I mean? And then we actually had to pay for baby Pickle's birth certificate as well when we registered her. So I just put that under miscellaneous because I wasn't really sure where else to put it, to be honest. Christmas, we had a budget of 350. We spent 339.20, which was obviously under budget. We had a very basic Christmas this year because we hadn't saved for it, basically. And it was okay. The boys got everything they asked for. Luckily, they hadn't asked for anything kind of major this year. So we just went to Smith's the day before I went into hospital, and basically got everything that they needed on their list so that we could have that ready for them for Christmas morning. But we didn't do anybody else. We literally just did the two boys this year. We didn't do each other. We didn't get gifts for each other. We didn't get gifts for our parents or anyone else in the family. Just the two boys. And that 339.20 also included things like wrapping paper. That got bought a few bits for them to do on Christmas Eve. We did a lot of baking on Christmas Eve together, that kind of stuff. So I'm glad that we were under budget, but I was really lacking the Christmas spirit this year. I don't know if it was just because the lack of routine with having the baby and everything last night like that, but yeah, I was just really, really lacking the Christmas spirit, and I would like to do more activities with the kids next year, especially with there being 3 of them. I know she's only going to be 1. But yeah, it would be nice to have more of a budget next year. We'll see how we go throughout the year. Medical, £11.08. I had to send my partner to the pharmacy beginning of the month because I was really struggling with SPD. And the midwife told me to go and get some cocodamol. So he went to the pharmacy. It's so expensive, cocodamol. And it didn't even work, so I've not even used it. But yeah, £11.08. I think there was some cocodamol and something else. Childcare and school, so again over budget because we didn't budget for this, but as a last minute decision we decided to put Little Pickle in a breakfast club and after school club just to help my mum out, so that she didn't have to juggle Big Pickle and Little Pickle like all the time on her own. Big Pickle's enough for anybody to kind of deal with. So yeah, so we paid for, so £25 was 5 days worth because it's basically £5 a day for breakfast club and after school club. Vape, I forgot to budget this, and I knew it's the same every month. We spend £40 every month. And that was just for coils and juice for our vapes. Eating out, this was where I was hoping that we could avoid it this month, but it was just unavoidable. But I did as much batch cooking as I could, but there was just some days where I've just been so tired I couldn't get off the sofa. So we did spend £89.86 on eating out. And now some of that, like I said, was food while we were in the hospital. Hospital food is absolutely naff. Absolutely rubbish. So I did have to go down to the shop, which is a WH Smith's, which again, ridiculously expensive, and buy a meal deal at one point. Car maintenance, I completely forgot that my MOT was due this month. You can tell that I'm only just getting back into the swing of things, because I've just missed so much out here that I should have kind of like thought about when I did the budget. But yeah, 85.66 is what we spent, and I'm incredibly lucky that hubby is a mechanic, because that was the cost of the actual MOT test itself and to get the bottom arms of my car replaced, which he said should have cost me about 400 quid. But because he did it himself and we just had to pay for parts, it was 85.66. So, blessing in disguise. And then clothing, £107.73. Now, like I said, I did buy a baby sling. That was £30 of that. But the other bit was, basically, we were in the hospital and I was in labour and I was in a lot of pain, and my partner's hubby's soles fell off his shoes. It'll be one to talk about. It'll be one for the memory book. But he's been wearing the same pair of trainers for God knows how long. And to be honest, they needed replacing a long time ago. But yeah, the soles fell off his trainers, so we had to go and get him some new trainers. He only has one pair of trainers. He's a very simple man. Yeah, so we had to go and get him some new trainers, and while we were there, he picked up a couple of new t-shirts, because like his trainers, they're all covered in holes and all sorts. So yeah, we spent a lot on clothing that we weren't budgeting for. But yeah, we had the spare money because I knew that I'd been paid a little bit more, and I knew that we had the £150 in the rollover. So technically I wouldn't have accounted that for that rollover before, but because there were so many things that had kind of cropped up throughout the month, I was like, right, we're going to have to find this money somewhere. So yeah, we used a bit of the rollover, but I'll tell you what our rollover is at the end. So yeah, all of that came to £1,343.75. So that leaves us with £1,077 and a penny. In terms of our annual savings, we only did one last month, and we did Little Pickle's birthday. His birthday is in February. He's going to be turning 5. I can't believe he's 5 already. Time is an absolute thief. Absolute thief. He's my little lockdown baby, bless him. My little preemie, he was £2.3 when he was born. And baby Pickle that was born in December, she was £6.9. So she was like a triple the size that he was. But yeah, it's his birthday in February and I can't believe it. But yeah, we've put £50 in there for his birthday fund in December. So that left us with £1,027 and a penny. And then if we flip over, we didn't put anything into variable savings this month because our main priority was our emergency fund. Again, we didn't pay anything to debt because our main priority was our emergency fund. And incredibly, thanks to those incredibly generous people on Buy Me a Coffee, I've managed to be able to put into our emergency fund this month £730. So we are nearly there with our emergency fund, because my target was to get a mini emergency fund of £1,000 so that we could kind of have that money there in case we need it. Saying that, my toilet has just broke, my extraction fan in my bathroom's just broke, and I can smell gas in my kitchen, so I've had to call an emergency plumber out for tomorrow. Fabulous. So that emergency fund might be gone by the end of January, who knows. So yeah, £730 into our emergency fund, and then all of the side hustle money that we made, so that 45.65 went into my maternity buffer. So my target is to also get my maternity buffer to £1,000 as well. If you've been following me on Instagram, I'm doing a challenge to sell 1,000 things from a house, and any money from that is also classed as side hustle, so that'll go into my maternity buffer to get that to £1,000, and then anything over £1,000 will then go towards debt. But yeah, 45.65. I've sold quite a few things on Vinted, so I'm just waiting to cash them out. And as you saw on my side hustle log, I've made a few referrals on Munzo, which is incredible too. So we're then going to go to what's left in terms of cash, and yeah, before we talk about the rest. But basically, in total throughout the month, I will have put £112.92 towards challenges, which left us with £138.44. Now, in our joint account, we have £149.43. So I don't know where I've gone wrong. Like I said, it must have been the starting balance. So basically, I've got an extra £10.99 because I should have £138.44, but I've got £149.43. So I must have got the starting balance of our joint account wrong when I did the when I started. But yeah, we've got £149.43. That's what we actually have, and we're not rolling over any cash. So let's get a look into what cash we've got left. Oh, right. I really need to learn how to edit things, guys, because I'm just such an amateur. Right. So in terms of notes, So I had £60 left in baby pickle in cash because we'd done all the spending on card. So I'm going to put this £60 back to the bank to kind of cover those things that we'd bought, like the baby sling, the eating out that we did. I know it won't cover all of it, but that £60 is going back to the bank to cover some of that spending. Miscellaneous still has £5 left. Nothing in baby pickle, nothing in little pickle, nothing in big pickle. Personal, I've still got £10 left, so I'm going to take that out because, like I said, we're not rolling over any cash. Nothing in eating out. Household has £15 left. I could have put that back to the bank to help cover some of the costs, but I'm not going to because I'm just going to leave it in cash. Nothing left in travel, and groceries has 20. So if you remember from when I did my cash stuffing, I did £250 digital for groceries last month and £250 in cash. So we had £20 left in cash. So that's that. And then, apologies if you wear headphones, I'll shove it back in there. Right. Lots of change. So we've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 45 and 50, that's right, isn't it? £50. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50. And then in terms of change, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 14, 16, 17, 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 90, 18, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So £18.30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So £18.36. All of that will be going towards our penny challenge, which is what these jars are. So I've got my copper jar, my silver jar, and my gold jar for my penny challenge. And then we've got this £50 in cash. So I'm just going to grab my binder, which is all here now. So the £50 that we have left over is actually going to go towards this Stars of the Rainbow challenge. I posted this on my Instagram. And I've assigned each star is a £5, and we're putting £50 in there today. So we're going to be putting 10 stars on here. I will pause but yeah, you just get the stars with it and you can just pop them on. But what I'm going to do is, depending on when I finish this, it should save me £160, I think it was when I calculated it. Once that's finished, I'll then determine what our priority is. I'm hoping that I can just use it to pay off debt. But depending on where we kind of are in terms of finances and stuff, when we finish this, I won't pause it now, I'm nearly done. Will depend on where this money goes, but yeah, we're putting 10 on here today, which is a fantastic start. But yeah, our cash spending has been a little bit like lax this month because we've not really left the house with having the baby. So 3, 6, 9, 10. So yeah, a lot of our money should have gone really, but because we've not been out and about, we've not spent it. So just tuck them back in there. So that is 10. Oh, how cute is that? 10 stars on our Stars of the Rainbow challenge. So I'm just going to pop that back in there, and then we're going to pop this 50 in here, and then yeah, we'll see where we are when we finish it and where this money will go. But yeah, that's that for now. And then if we look at our emergency fund, we need to do some changing up in here. So we started with £280 at the beginning of the month. That's what I cash stuffed, but obviously that's changed because we actually put more in our emergency fund than we anticipated. So I'm actually putting a 500 placeholder, a 200 placeholder, so that's 700 and 20 and 30. So we've actually got £730 in there now. So crossed off, that's 125, 250, 275. And each one of them is 25, so I need to colour another 18 of them in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 15, 16, 17, 18. So I'm just gonna do that there so that I know where I need to colour up to. I'll do that off camera though, you don't need to sit and watch me colouring for 10 minutes. So I will just pop that in there for now. So yeah, that is our rollover notes and our emergency fund sorted. Now I'll just quickly show you these. I ordered these off Etsy with a little bit of Christmas money that I got. I just thought they were so fantastic, the idea of them. I actually saw this on Miss Budget's channel. If you're not following her already, please go and check her out. But I saw it on when she opened the advent calendar that she got from Sophia from Sophs Budget and Life, and I thought, oh my god, I've got to have that when she releases it. So it's Save 2025. It's going to be a big challenge for me to do this, but yeah, how cool is that? I just think that's fantastic. So yeah, I'm going to start this one once we've finished Star of the Rainbow, and then because Star of the Rainbow only uses notes, what I'll do is I'll just round up. So like 43, I'll round that up to 45, 3 I'll round up to 5, 1 I'll round up to 5, and then if it's like 31, I'll round it down to 30, and it should kind of like even itself out. Probably take me a long time to finish this one, not gonna lie, because 2025 is a lot of money, but we'll see how we go. And that does come with a fabulous zipper wallet as well. And then when I was on her shop, I saw this one, the Very Hungry Stegosaurus, and it's a very similar design. I just love it. I just think it's so creative. So I'll pop a link to her shop in the description box below, so please go and check that out. And why I ordered this one is for the pickles. So basically I saw this, and the boys love dinosaurs, and I love the fact that it's a pink dinosaur, so it kind of works for all 3 of my kids. So what I'm going to do, if there's any money for in the pickles spending money, if there's anything left over, I'm going to pop it into here for them, because it's really little amounts and it's so cute. So like 275, there's loads of 5s on that one. 1, 4, 3, 10. I think 10's the biggest. Yeah, 10's the biggest. And they get £30 a month allocated. So yeah, I'm going to pop that in there for them. Cute, how cute is that? It's just gorgeous. Right, so yeah, I'm going to do that with their spending money going forward, if there's anything left over from the month. There wasn't anything left over from December, otherwise I would have done it, but yeah, I just thought that was cute, and it's just a little way of saving up their money as well, and then I can put it towards a day out or something for them. It wouldn't be like to pay off debt because it was their money, even if I just pop it in their bank accounts, because they do have bank accounts that their grandparents put money into, so I don't include it in any of our finances because it's not our savings, it's for them. So I could always just pop it in their accounts. I just love that, it's so creative, I just love it. But yeah, that's from Soph's Budget in Life, I believe. In fact, there was a little freebie challenge that came with it, so I'm guessing, yeah, Soph's Budget in Life. I love that as well. I thought I'd keep that and maybe do it as a mini. But yeah, so that is our binder, and now we need to sort out the penny challenge. And I apologise, this video is already over 35 minutes long, and I haven't shown you this yet, but I was very inspired by Iris Budget. Now, I love Iris Budget's channel. She's a massive inspiration to me. I just want to be where she is at in terms of her cash stuffing journey. Like, it's incredible what she's achieved since she started cash stuffing. I've just watched her open her £5 challenge from 2024, and it's insane that she managed to save that much money just by saving a £5 note. So you probably already subscribed to Iris Budget, but if you're not, go over and subscribe to her. But I love the fact that she has an A5 binder, and I've had this binder sat on the side for years. I got it from Princess Planning, and I've been on and checked, and they don't sell this one anymore, unfortunately. Otherwise I would link it for you because it's just stunning. But I basically bought it years ago when I was doing Slimming World, and it came with like a food diary and everything in it. And then it's just been sat there gathering dust ever since, because I've always used A6 binders. But for now, I've made myself some A5 wallets. And then in here I've put the individual, like Iris has. I would have ordered some from Iris, but I just can't, because of the situation that we're in at the minute. I just couldn't afford to justify spending so much money on envelopes right now. But yeah, I thought that was a way to use this. I can't open this now. Come on, Natalie. There we go. I'm trying not to snap any more nails. I've snapped my thumbnail, and then I've snapped these two recently, and I'm trying to grow them out so that I can paint them nicely. But yeah, so I've got my annuals, which has got school uniform, home insurance, Amazon Prime, boiler and Christmas in there. Oh, friggin' hell. Right. There we go. And then we've got birthdays, which has got in there me, Little Pickle, that's got his 50 quid in it, hubby, Big Pickle, Baby Pickle, and that's just a tracker for Little Pickle's envelope. They're in the order of our birthdays, so that goes in there. And then we have wedding, and it doesn't have any envelopes in there, but we are actually getting married in October, and I'm stressing out about it a little bit, to be honest, because I have no idea how we're going to pay for it, to be quite honest with you. But that's a different stress for a different day. But yeah, I just thought I'd show you that because my penny challenge is in here. That was the only reason I got that binder out, was to grab my penny challenge. So we've got £18.36 to play with today. What am I looking for? My black pen, that's what I'm looking for. So the next one to cross off is £3.58. £3.57, £3.56, £3.55, £3.54, and 56p. There we go. Again, I'll colour them in off camera because you don't need to be sitting here watching me colouring, because it takes me forever because I'm very precise about my colouring in. So there we have it. That is December closed out. So I just wanted to show you the planners. I get asked about the planners a lot in the comment section. So these are planners that I've designed. They're available on my Etsy shop at the moment on pre-order because I've sold all of the stock that I've physically got here. So I'll be popping another order in on the what day was it? I think it was the 10th of January, and then it takes my printer a week or so to print them and get them shipped out to me, so they should be shipped to you by the end of January. So yeah, I'll pop a link to my Etsy shop in the description box below, but yeah, that's where the planners are from. I make them myself. Well, I don't make them myself because I don't have a printer that could print them, but they were designed by me, and yeah, they are available to pre-order. So I just wanted to show you. So I have filled in my yearly spending overview for December. So I've listed all my categories. I've put in there what I've spent. So that's now filled in. I will be going through my debt on a different video because that just needs its own video, I think. So I won't show you that. But what I will show you is, this is my savings breakdown sheet. So this is where we are at with our savings. So we've got £730 in emergency fund. We've got £45.65 in maternity buffer. Little Pickle's birthday has got £50. Our penny challenge now has, once we've added this £18 in, we will have £48.92. The Rainbow Stars challenge we've just added £50 into, and our Rainbow Blocks challenge that we do with our money before the month starts is got £14 in. So in savings we currently have, £938.57. And then lastly, in the planner you get a monthly overview sheet. So I've filled all this in. We received an extra £967 in income this month, which again, incredible. And then I've listed what we budgeted for each category for the month and what we actually spent. I haven't filled in the difference yet. I'm gonna have to just sit down and do that. But we budgeted 1,056, we spent 1,054, and so on. So I can kind of see where we've gone over. So I can look at our problem areas. So obviously eating out's a problem area for us because we hadn't budgeted anything. We spent nearly £100. A vape, that was just a mistake of mine for not budgeting for it. Clothing, need a sinking fund for that, because there's 5 of us now, and there's no getting away from having to buy clothes for somebody at some point. And that kind of thing. And then I also break it down in a percentage of how much of our income has gone on a certain thing. And I always want the top 3 to kind of be the biggest amount. So utilities is all our household bills, is 20%. We put the most of our income towards our debt. So even though we didn't make any extra payments, a lot of our income is still going towards our debt, which is crazy. And then we put 18% towards savings. So we've not done too bad. We had the extra money there to cover the unbudgeted spending. If not, like the things like the meter box, we would have just had to use our emergency fund to kind of cover that. And that's why I needed an emergency fund in place. So yeah, that is December. 40 minutes long. I hope you made it to the end. I just wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for supporting me, supporting this channel, continuing to come back and watch my videos. We actually hit 7,000 subscribers just before Christmas, which was incredible. Thank you. I will do a giveaway at some point for hitting 7,000. I've not had time to sleep, never mind think about that. So I'm a week behind in filming this, guys. So yeah, thank you for coming back. I will see you all again hopefully soon. I'm gonna try and like binge record some videos right now while I've got the chance. So if you see this jump around loads of my videos, it's not that I'm a bit of a minger that doesn't wash her clothes. I'm just recording them all on the same day. Right, that's it. Yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you, and I will see you all again very, very soon. Thank you. Bye.